Good afternoon, listeners. Now, whenever you hear my voice like that, you're expecting, hey, maybe it's Brittany, maybe it's Gabby. Someone other than Andy is, being with me today, but that's not the case today. We got Andy here with us. How are you doing, Andy?
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Yeah, we're starting off strong.
Good to hear from you. This is in our different capacity, really, for
I'm so
for the
excited.
big show. You're excited for this?
I'm
cautiously excited for this.
That is the biggest compliment I've ever been given to by Andy. That means the world, because
would you like to?
He doesn't experience what happens whenever me and Gabby, or whatever the craziness of sports. He's gonna put his seatbelt on. We're gonna take a roller coaster ride through all of the emotions today.
Well, yeah. Do you want to fill people in on why we're set up this way, or should I do that? Should I?
Oh, they don't know.
I tell you, or should you tell? Well, I mean, there are probably some that know, but like, just for anyone who doesn't.
I'll let you.
Oh, okay. I probably sound different to people, don't I? Like, I'm not in studio today. I am in Casa de Humphrey for at least the next few days, because this is my first big show without an appendix. My appendix was taken out and conquered on Sunday. So I have been taking it easy. We've been off the show for a little bit. This is our first live show since the weekend. And it'll be probably our only live show for the week. We'll be back in mostly full capacity next week as we get closer to Mizzou football season. But that's the skinny today on
it
this
also
whole
doesn't help.
situation.
The Cardinals have been like right whenever the big show is or around. But I do have to ask you, my biggest question that I've been burning to ask you since I heard about this.
Okay.
Would you be able to play basketball next week? Would you feel okay enough to play basketball?
No. I mean, maybe, but considering the fact that at least for all this week, I've been asked to not lift more than 10 pounds. Probably not the best idea.
Okay, so Joel Embiid did have it right, taking out a couple games, right? He had his appendix removed, appendicitis, right?
Was that during the season? I was trying to remember.
No, it was right right before the playoffs or during the playoffs. He meant it was really close to the playoffs. No one knew if he was going to play.
Well, I mean, I now know how it feels, and let me tell you, it's not fun.
Well, I was thinking
to have the old appendicitis, but here's the thing: I will have more thoughts on my now pulverized appendix coming up at 4:50 front of the bus. But yes, we can roll along with what you were planning today, Drake. There are a lot of things planned. I know.
Am I like KTGR's draft pick, and this is like the process? Is there any similarity between what Philadelphia's done, the 76ers, and me? Am I the Joel Embiid? Am I or would you be Joel Embiid and I'm LeBron?
I'm the one with appendicitis, or is that where you're going with it? I'm not sure.
Maybe you're the draft pick. I don't know. There's an analogy somewhere. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. You can text or call at 573-875-KTGR. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Perfect. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. We have Mizzou coming up. We have Chiefs. We have a lot of baseball. And we have, you know what? Let's just go into the big deal.
Now, the big show's big deal.
5-4 Cincinnati. Fermin over third. Win at second base. 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Weatherholt hits it in the air. Left center field. Myers calls for it. He's there, and he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. A 2-run score. Unbelievable. Friedel in left field, and Myers. They were both calling for it. Myers tried to call him off, and the ball fell. It hit a glove and fell to the warning track, and the Cardinals have taken a 6-5 lead when the game should have been over.
Oh my goodness, the game on the line. J.J. Weatherholt uses his black magic. The Cardinals end up taking the lead. and St. Louis ends up scoring a couple more runs. Final score, 10-9. St. Louis takes the series, takes the game, and we're on to bigger and better things. Oh my gosh, what a crazy game, Andy. How insane.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild ninth inning. The fact that JJ Weatherholt, who has been at the center of a conversation all this week that has been a back and forth battle between Cardinals fans and Reds fans and maybe baseball media that cover both teams and maybe just media who cover the team or cover the sport in general as to who the NL Rookie of the Year should be. And, well, I mean, there are cases for both. It's basically a line of thinking that would lead you to clearly one direction or clearly another. I think we can dive into a little later on in the show, but yeah, was it devil magic? I don't know. I mean, I just call it the Reds being awful. Like that's kind of how what I chalk it up to. The Cardinals should not have won this game.
No,
there's no reason why they should have won this baseball game today. They should have been packing their bags about 30 minutes earlier than they are at the moment to go to Philadelphia and continue their road trip. And it should have been them coming off of a series loss to the Reds where they lost 3 out of 5. Like that is what in a probably the sensible world would have been the reasonable outcome. But no, looks like, who is it? Dane Myers out there in center field for Cincinnati, who dropped the ball. And it was not like it, John Rooney described it pretty much as a routine play, and that's what it was. If you didn't see it, it's a routine fly ball. Like, he does have to range over to his right a pretty good amount. The left fielder's also kind of there too. But you catch that ball 100 times out of 100 in Major League Baseball if you're a Major League center fielder. And they didn't. And then the inning compounded to the point where there were ground balls that were not fielded by, like, one was the first baseman and the other one was the shortstop, that led to more runs to come in for the Cardinals. And it turned out they needed every single one of them because bullpen arms that they weren't planning to use at all, because they were the most likely outcome was they lose the game and they don't pitch the ninth inning. All of a sudden they had to get a bullpen arm up and ready to go. And, oh, by the way, let's not use Riley O'Brien because we're up 5. Like, let's bring somebody else in, not use Riley O'Brien. Okay, George Soriano, fine. Like, not great to have to use Soriano because he's a leverage arm. Maybe you'd want to have him tomorrow. But he's probably good enough to at least see this through, and it'll be fine. We're up 5.
I saw,
and then they do that, like, and then they give up 4, and then it takes Riley O'Brien to come in and get 1 out on a ball that was blistered to right field, and Jordan Walker had to make a pretty good play on it. Like, that's wild. Like, Cardinals won the game. That's great. I don't know how great it should feel. I mean, it should feel great. Like, it does feel
great. I'll tell you, from
the
a Cardinals fan,
the way both teams played, like the Cardinals played like the team that probably deserved to win most, but man, that was weird. I don't know, Drake. Like, you're going to go fan mode and be like, yeah, Cardinals are back, baby. Let's go. Season's back. Yeah, we're going to win a wild card and everything like that. Like, let's go. But, I mean, it's just
quoting
weird,
personal
Baseball's
text
weird.
on air that was low. Come on. We're
What?
so bad. Yeah, you quoted what I texted you earlier.
Why wouldn't I?
I did fan out at, like, whenever I saw that we won, and like just everything that happened. It's kind of crazy. Coming down from it, I agree. I do agree. We shouldn't have won that game. But, I mean, we did. And if it was a thing where it was like, we have sucked all season and it's not like, we've won by accident or anything before. I mean, we just beat the Cubs outright 2-1, 2 out of 3 this last weekend. We are a good team. We are capable of this kind of stuff. And we probably shouldn't have won this game. We probably shouldn't have, won the series, but we did. And I don't think that it's indicative of what's going to happen because you're not going to have these crazy plays. But we are a good team. And having that win before we go to the Phillies, I mean, that's big momentum. That's great momentum. And I saw a stat. It was like 4 or 5 series wins in a row or something I saw on the Cardinals Twitter. I don't know how real that is. But anyways, I love this. The Cardinals are back, whether you like it or not, Andy. We won the series. We're doing great. Let's carry it over and beat the Phillies.
I mean, sure, that's the idea, right? They have won. Let's see, it is 4 straight series. I think the last they didn't win that Yankee series, right? Beginning of August, I want to say, but that would mean yes that they have won 4 consecutive series against the Rockies, Phillies, Cubs, and now the Reds. And they get the Phillies again. Like, look, this is about what I expected this Cardinals team to do. They'll play like a team in spurts that gives you hope, right? That tells you that things are in the right direction. Young guys doing well. This is the first time we've been on a big show since Joshua Baez absolutely exploded in his MLB debut Saturday, but like there's so much to be excited about, and that's right. Like there are players that you can get attached to that will be around. Like that's the exciting part about cheering for this team at this point. Even though if you look at the standings, and yeah, they're 2.5 back right now. Like they're within striking distance. There's still the Phillies and Padres that are occupying those last 2 spots. I still think, barring something unforeseen, it's going to be those 2 teams that are going to be the wild card teams also, along with the Cubs. Cubs are not losing their spot. Like the Cardinals did. You're right. They've won 4 series in a row. That would mean that they've gotten, about 2 out of every 3 of their games for 2 weeks now. That's a .667 win percentage, just about. I mean, you factor in that this was a 5-game series, and so going 3-2 in that instead of, 2 out of 3. But that's 9-5, and that is almost to a .667 win percentage, which would be awesome. Like that's getting you some margin on your games above 500, but teams above them are still winning. Like that's been the thing. It's just so hard to break through at that point when they dug themselves such a hole right before the trade deadline. And I thought that this team would play better after the trade deadline. I know that they sold at it, but a lot of the core is still around, and you can still see this team not bottoming out. And that would mean, to me, playing probably close to 500 baseball, maybe a little bit underneath it. But since August started, they've played above that for sure. So I think you'll see a lot of this. I think you'll see ebbs and flows, and the Cardinals will finish with a record that's around 500, but will be just outside of a playoff spot. So it's not to say that you can't have hope for things to get better and for a run to be made, but this isn't the run just yet, right? We still have to recognize that there were some things that happened in this series that could have turned it into an excellent series for the Cardinals. Like if they were able to close out yesterday's game after having a lead, that was what today's game was looking a lot like. They're up 4-0, and then all of a sudden they have an inning that gets away from them, and they almost lose it. So like there are still some things that you got to look back on, and you wonder what if. But to me, I still see this team as fairly, fairly composed and well managed, and has a young core that fans can attach to.
I'm going to rebuttal all of that. You're saying, we're going to be a 500 team. We're going to maybe finish a little bit above 500. We have a great young core, everything like that. But what we were saying last, I guess December, last winter, that we were going to be trash. We were not going to be anywhere close to where we were. So why should we settle at where we're at now? we can make this playoff run. We can make this wild card spot. Is it probable? God, no. Absolutely not. We'd have to pull off miracle after miracle, and other teams would have to lose things, everything like that. But I still hold a little bit of hope in my heart that maybe, just maybe, we could make that last playoff spot. I mean, who truly believes in Slam Diego? I don't think they're going to do anything. I think the Padres, I don't think that they make it, in all seriousness. Now,
Really?
don't get me wrong. There's like 3 other teams that I think are going to take it above us, but we still have a chance. And that's all we need. This team isn't going to start, okay, what do we have in that we can use later? We're not going to start testing things out like we've already lost this season. I think we're going to be fighting for that playoff spot way farther into the future, and I think we have a chance of taking it.
No, it's going to be dangling in front of them for almost the entirety of the season. They will not be mathematically eliminated until probably the final week. It's going to be there the whole time. But there needs to be a breakthrough. Like there needs to be a stretch where they go like 6-1 or 5-1 during a week, right? And then that has to coincide with the Phillies and Padres having a bad week. That's why this weekend's, big again. You get the Phillies head to head one more time, and you have a chance to really capitalize on it, especially if it's a sweep. I don't think the Cardinals are sweeping the Phillies this weekend. I think there's probably going to be both teams will win at least a game, and that'll mean only a difference in one game in the standings, one way or the other, between the Cardinals and the Phillies. And then there are still teams sandwiched between the Cardinals and Phillies in the wild card standings that you have to monitor too. So it's just there's a lot that has to happen for the Cardinals still to have a chance. And I'm not saying that there isn't a chance. Like it's still there. The Cardinals can still find their way into it. But you see the deficiencies, right? Like you see the fact that the bullpen, there are days where it just can't get it done. Or they realize that once they use their leverage arms in one game, and then rightfully so, in the second game of a doubleheader, they can't use those arms again because that's just not what you do. Then those arms end up giving up the game. Like it'll happen. Like you can't use every single one of those bullpen arms and trust that they're going to be available each and every day. And then there will be days where those arms will not be there for it. Like they won't get the job done. Stanek won't get the job done, or George Soriano, or whoever it is. Like there's going to be some hiccups, even if those relievers are still good relievers. I mean, Cardinal fans will go on and on about who should have been in and, what should have been done managerially in the last few moments and why that was absolutely the wrong decision, whatever. The fact is there's still some, deficiencies that the Cardinals have had for a lot of the year, and they weren't going to fix because they weren't going to buy at the trade deadline. So you have to ride that out and see if it allows you to make a push, but a push has to come. Like right now it's a road trip that is, it's still a winning record. They're 5-3 on the road trip, but they're treading water still. Like that's essentially what it is, because the teams above them are still winning and they're at least keeping up, but no progress is essentially being made. They're at the same, they were 3 games back a week ago. They're 2.5 back now. So, and that's from winning a majority of an 8-game stretch over that exact time span.
Yeah, looking ahead at the schedule, we have Philadelphia. We're going to Philadelphia, and Tuesday we'll come back and play Baltimore, and then we play Baltimore or Pittsburgh after that, and then the Dodgers. So I mean, the Baltimore, they halfway suck, halfway don't. I don't know what side of Jekyll and Hyde we're going to get from them, but I mean, it's not like we have an easy stretch where we're going to get a bunch of easy wins. But I understand what you're saying, and even if we pull off the miracle of making the playoffs, we're not going to do squat in the playoffs. I mean, we just don't have the arms for it.
Well, that's where I mean, that is an interesting conversation. Like the arms will be more at a premium when it gets to that. It's hard to see what the matchup would look like when you go up against a wild card, or it would likely be one of the division winners at that point. like starting pitching matchups become crucial, and like who are the Cardinals' top 2 pitchers? You could make an argument that it's Kyle Leahy and Andre Palante right now. So like, are you starting them in a wild card series? So like that becomes a major question. But I'll push back on it. Like, anybody has a chance in the MLB postseason. Anything can happen. You can advance from any seed. You can get to the World Series from any seed. It is as random of a bracket as you can have in major professional sports. So if you're in, you got a shot. Like, I won't push back on that part. So, but getting in is going to be the biggest challenge, if you ask me. Like, that's where it all comes down to, and I just don't know if the Cardinals are going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, and we're ending the season on Milwaukee, and that would be a miracle if we are still having that wild card spot dangling in front of us, and we have to finish out our season going to Milwaukee, which looks like one of the best teams in baseball. I mean, just watching what they've been doing, it's been insane. But having that, did you see? I guess we didn't have the big show then. Didn't they beat Seattle like by 22 runs?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was insane. I thought that I had to take a double take at my phone when I woke up and saw that. And I don't take double takes at sports scores. But I guess, I don't know. Anyways, no, we have a couple of easy series, but it's going to be really hard. Philadelphia, Slam Diego, and I believe it's the Diamondbacks that are also
they're in that mix. Yep.
They're in the mix. There's I mean, it's going to be very hard. I hope we can pull something out of our rear ends and make the playoffs. I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not. But I have been so satisfied watching this team. It feels like, season after season, the summer has been nothing because I don't want to watch the Cardinals because they have sucked. They have sucked a lot. And now we finally have some sort of spark to hold on to that, hey, maybe we could get this wild card spot. I'm overreacting after everything that's been going on, after beating the Cubs and the Reds, that maybe we could make this playoff spot. I'm happy. If the season ended today and we missed the playoffs, I would be so happy with what our team has become. I mean, we have made MLB history. That's a plus. Probably going to get a Rookie of the Year. That's also a plus. We have such a great young core. Jordan Walker is amazing. I'm happy with this. Of course, there are things we can do to make it better. We can add more pitchers. The arms aren't all there. But at this point, we are a fun team. I'd say we might be one of the most fun teams in baseball. One of. I'm not saying the most fun, but one of the most fun.
Maybe. If you agree with that, 875-KTGR, call or text us with what you think about it. And we'll see what the Cardinals do next. Big series coming up in Philadelphia. And it'll be an interesting one. I can't wait to get to the next segment, though. We're going to have our good friend Matt Hamilton joining us of FanDuel TV. He's going to join us to talk some Chiefs and NFL. So stay tuned for that. It's Andy from the basement and Drake from the studio here on The Big Show, KTGR and the KTGR app.
Breaking down the Tigers, Cardinals, Chiefs, and more like no one else. The Big Show continues next on KTGR.
The Golix. If Dad's a little sluggish, it's because he's been through the ringer. He's the radio voice of Notre Dame football, so he's out watching practice in South Bend this weekend and gets tripped up like many have before him, trying to fly back overnight.
I'm not going to sit here and complain because as I'm traveling alone, I see people with kids.
It furthers my belief that if I were to ever run for political office, one of the platforms I would campaign on is I don't think parents should have to pay for stuff once they get to the airport.
Catch the Golix weekday mornings from 9 to 11 on KTGR.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Free-for-all RV Road Warriors, your best blast of Branson just turned into a bad day bummer. You ran out of gas, blew a tire, killed your battery, are sitting sideways in a ditch, and managed to lock yourselves out. Ouch. Hey, it could happen. And for the save, you call I-70 Towing. They're Mid-Missouri's go-to crew for roadside assistance, too. Fuel, tires, batteries, locks, winching, you name it. When your world seems to have been wrecked, call the team they hope you never have to meet. I-70towing.com. Now serving Boonville. Winching.
It's late. You're folding laundry. Barefoot. The room is quiet, except for the soft hum of the dryer. And then, you feel it. A tickle across your toe. You look down, nothing. But something saw you first. It's not loud. It doesn't crawl across ceilings like a movie monster. It hides, waits, strikes. The brown recluse, Missouri's eight-legged nightmare, a venomous, violin-shaped menace who seems to have really taken a liking to your shoes, your closet, your bed. But not if Steve has anything to say about it. Call Steve's Pest Control. Steve's will treat the areas recluses love the most and give that recluse the boot. And no, not the one you tried smushing it with. Steve and his team don't just spray and pray, they slay.
Hi, I'm Steve with Steve's Pest Control. We're going to solve your pest problem. I guarantee it.
Now you got a friend in the pest control business, Steve's Pest Control.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Call me, Valerie Nenechuk, 573-615-4090, 615-4090.
Hear that? That, my friend, is the sound of freedom. The sound of you peeing off your deck. There's nothing like it, and Kretsch's Custom Exteriors understands that. They can build you the freedom-fighting pee deck of your dreams, because peeing off your deck is your God-given right. It's somewhere in the Constitution, pretty sure about that. So let that freedom stream fly. True beauty is on the outside. Kretsch'sCustomExteriors.com.
Every office has one. The person who doesn't wait to be asked. At Fuse 32 Marketing, we have a team of those people. They see something that needs to be done and they just do it. And they don't mind a little healthy competition either. If that's you, we'd love to talk. At Fuse 32, we help businesses grow using marketing strategies that drive business and get results. Every office has that person who makes things happen, and we are looking for our next game changer. Fuse 32. There's nothing we can't do. Apply for a sales position now at fuse32.com.
As a kid, the final school bell meant it was time to play. As an adult, 5 o'clock means closing the laptop and opening a tab, because adults want to play too. Time to trade in those spreadsheets and pesky reply-all email chains for happy hour at the Deuce. Bond with your team over the best drink specials around. Mouth-watering food, a massive outdoor patio, and games like bags, bocce ball, and darts, because you've been professional long enough today. Send out that company-wide email for happy hour at the Deuce Pub and Pit, deucepub.com.
They can't shoot it straight on the golf course, but they can shoot straight on the biggest sports stories in mid-Missouri. Back to Andy and Brendan on The Big Show on KTGR.
Welcome.
Well,
are you taking that, or
What's
you
up?
want me?
You got it. You're good.
Okay, yeah. Welcome back to The Big Show on KTGR. This is Drake, and I'm joined by Andy. And you know, Andy, I love you to death. I really do. But I'm way more honored to be joined by Matt Hamilton of FanDuel TV. We've actually never met, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, Drake. I really appreciate that introduction. Great meeting you.
He should definitely be more flattered to meet you than he was. Definitely than he was first meeting me. I'll say that for sure, Matt. That
Okay.
was,
Andy, you say that. I didn't know that you were my boss at that point. I really did. I didn't know who you were. Like, I had talked to 5 different people, and you were not one of them when I got hired here. But anyway, I love all of you guys. I mean, but nice to meet you. I'm shaking your hand virtually. And I'm just so excited. I've never met someone from a gambling, place and all this. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited to be on here as always. Always love jumping on the Big Show whenever I can.
Big, I see the shirt. Has the party stopped yet, or is it still going, man, for Knicks fans just like you?
Oh, it's still going. I don't think New York will ever fully move on from this Knicks championship. I got to be honest. It's been a lifetime of waiting for everybody here. So still just soaking it in and enjoying it.
That's perfect. Yeah, I mean, there's we can understand. We see all of the videos still, and all the hype going into to next year. So, but hey, it's football season, and Nobody told Brendan that. He decided it was still baseball season. So that's why he's in Cincinnati for some reason. But anyway, we all know that it's football season here, and the Chiefs finishing up training camp today. Like, I guess, how have you sort of? I know you went to a bunch of different training camps throughout the summer on your show Up and Adams with Kay Adams. How has it kind of been seeing a lot of these teams, and who has kind of stood out to you so far during this period as we get closer to the season starting?
Yeah, I mean, this time of year is so fun because there's just optimism across the board everywhere you go. I think everybody believes they have a shot to win a Super Bowl, which makes things fun. But it is interesting seeing a lot of the AFC contenders that the Chiefs are going to be vying with, whether it was going to Denver, the Chargers, Cincinnati. I feel like the Broncos aren't getting talked about quite the way they should be for a team that was just in the AFC Championship game and very likely could have been in the Super Bowl if their starting quarterback didn't get hurt at the end of that Bills game. So that team is just so complete. The Jalen Waddle addition is going to be huge for them. And so is this Davis Mills thing, which was interesting to get a little clarity there from Sean Payton. He's still going to be heavily involved in the play design, but it seems like the mechanics of it, the physical play calling element is where Davis Mills is going to be stepping in. And it seems like it's going to be more efficient. It seems like it's going to be a little more quarterback friendly for Bo Nix. And I think that could make a significant difference here too, because again, Sean Payton is an offensive genius. We know that, but it seems like there was a little bit of a disconnect there in the mechanics of it all. And it seems like that's going to get cleaned up and we're going to see some more tempo from that offense. There is that Broncos team. I mean, Jalen Waddle is the only starter that wasn't on the Broncos last year. There's a lot of continuity there on what was already a very good team last year. That's the team, I think, as far as the contenders that stood out to me the most. But I will say, don't sleep on Cincinnati either. I think Dexter Lawrence is making a tremendous impact there, as are somebody Chiefs fans are familiar with, Brian Cook. That defense has gotten a lot better, and that offense, we know what they're capable of. So if this defense is even just middle of the pack with the way this AFC landscape is, that this Bengals team is going to be a contender as well.
Matt Hamilton of FanDuel TV here on the Big Show, KTGR and the KTGR app. It's looking like this Chiefs team, with Patrick Mahomes coming off the ACL, will have to treat things differently. It's almost by necessity that they've got to protect him more, and it may be more of just like directly with offensive line play, and that's one thing, and health and everything like that, but also indirectly with the run game and the defense. I just wonder how the mixture has looked to you with how they're preparing to have Patrick Mahomes operate this year, and how different that might look, considering that, he's now on probably the second half of his career. We'll see in the end, but it's probably getting to that point where you want to try and elongate the career as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think the addition of Kenneth Walker is going to be fascinating, because we haven't seen him really with a running back of this caliber. We have been seeing more. We don't know exactly what the offense is going to look like with Bieniemy coming back in with Kenneth Walker. Are we really going to see some more under center stuff? There have been some indications in camp that we might. Kenneth Walker, we had him on the show a few weeks after he signed, and he said, he prefers running from under center. He's more comfortable with that. So I would think they're going to mix a little bit more of that in. And I think it's going to not only get the run game going a little bit more downhill, it's also going to open up the play action passing game for Mahomes in a way that we haven't seen in a little bit. So again, with the receiver situation being what it is, I think that's a huge, huge plus if they can get this run game going, if they can get a little bit more under center play action. And I think it's going to open things up in the middle of the field a little bit more. And we know how much Mahomes loves to operate there. It's also going to open up this deep ball a little bit. If you can force teams to go single high because you're running the ball well, that's massive for this offense. And it's something we haven't seen, right? Like, that's why the explosive plays, it's not just the Tyreek Hill factor, why the explosive plays haven't been there the way we saw early in Patrick's career. It's these teams just sitting in too high shells because they're not afraid of this run game at all. If you're bringing a safety into the box, we're going to see that element come back to this offense.
It'll be fascinating if it happens that way, and exactly what the Chiefs would want to see. Defensively, like they're going to rely, it seems, on some young guys to fill some key spots. I just wonder how you see that developing, and whether there is going to be a bit of a learning curve that they have to work on, and if the offense has to take on the larger burden of that as they start out this season, or does this defense have the ability to still be what it was when the Chiefs were winning their Super Bowls?
Yeah, and I think the talent is there on that side of the ball. It's a lot of youth, it's a lot of question marks, it's a lot of unknowns. And I know we can't read too much into the preseason, but I thought there were a lot of encouraging things there from the younger guys. I was especially impressed with what we saw from R. Mason Thomas, because the biggest question to me, we know he's explosive and can get after the passer, as we saw at the end of the half with that incredible play he made. But I thought he held up really well in the run game, and that's where I have the biggest concerns with him. If you're going to play him on early downs, can he set the edge? Can he hold up there? And he took on some double team. There were some rough moments, but there were some really encouraging things there. Peter Woods, we know the talent level there and what he can do. Mansour Delane's looked good in camp so far. And I think Noel Williams, I liked what we saw from him in limited reps last year on the field. I think he's going to take a big jump. So again, we still have to see it, but I do like the talent that's there. And so far, the early returns on this draft class from Veach are looking pretty good. I think this is going to end up being a very strong draft class.
I agree. So my question, this is a two-parter, is I looked on FanDuel earlier today to, do a little bit of show prep, and I was caught with my jaw on the floor. The Chiefs were the favorites to win the division, with a Broncos team that, like we brought up earlier, was, loaded, got Jalen Waddle, and a Chargers team who got Mike McDaniel, who, this is kind of a two-parter, but have you seen anything from the Chargers or the Chiefs to make you think that they could be better than the reigning AFC runner-up Broncos? And the second part is, do you think Mike McDaniel drops 72 points on the Broncos this season?
Listen, I feel like it's weird to say out of a team that has Patrick Mahomes, but the Chiefs do have, it feels like, more question marks than those teams do at this point. I think there is the respect for Mahomes that has them there, because it's hard to imagine that they're not going to be right in the middle of that race with him, as assuming he's healthy. But I do think Mike McDaniel's impact on this Chargers offense is going to be significant. I think he's going to get the run game going. I think Amari Hampton is going to have a big year, which is going to, in turn, help out Justin Herbert, who had everything on his shoulders last year. We talked about, like you said, the Broncos, how complete they are. It's going to be a tough task, but I do think if things play out kind of the way we're seeing them trend for Kansas City, like I talked about offensively with these young players, defensively, listen, I won't be surprised at all if they win the division. I'm not saying, but it does feel like the Broncos probably should be favored at this point with the continuity they have. They really don't. The only question you really look at with them is like the tight end room. Who's getting the bulk of the carries at running back? Is it like Jonah Coleman's really impressed? Is it going to be him? Is Dobbins going to be healthy? So there are like a few little question marks, but other than that, what you're getting from the Broncos, and it's going to be a team that's can win 12 or 13 games. The Chiefs, there's still a lot we have to see. There's a lot to like, but a lot that has to be proven.
Matt Hamilton of FanDuel TV here on the Big Show, KTGR, and the KTGR app. Forgive me, I've been out of commission for a little bit this week, but I'm pretty sure the Rams have not gotten Aaron Donald back yet, right? Like that's still sort of up in the air. But if it happens, is this like a Dodgers situation? Like hand it over to them, or do you kind of hold out for but it's certainly in the NFC, right? It seems that might be the case, at least for the Rams, if they load up in that capacity.
It does feel that way with the NFC, and it is the NFL and anything could happen, as we know, but that's going to be, I think, as strong a team coming out of the preseason, if that happens, as we've ever seen. top to bottom with the way that they've loaded up that roster. It's going to be ridiculous. And the fun thing about the Aaron Donald thing, that I feel like we haven't really talked, because you just think about them getting a former defensive player of the year and all pro back, and there are those questions of, okay, after a couple of years away from the game, how is he going to look? But it's the fact that they don't need him. They have a really strong interior as it is. So it's going to be fun. They can kind of pick their spots with him, right? He doesn't have to play 90% of snaps like he's played in the past. You can kind of rotate him in as you need him, and he's going to be even more fresh, which is terrifying to think about, because if you put him in there in pass rushing situations and let him pin his ears back, he could play on like 60% of snaps and have 15 sacks on the year, something like that. With Fisk, with Kobe Turner, with the guys that they have already on the interior, it's going to be, and not to mention having him play next to Myles Garrett, it is just going to be an embarrassment of riches up front for them. And it's going to be absolutely terrifying for the NFC if that happens.
Seems that way, but hey, either way, we're going to be excited for this season. It's still going to be wildly entertaining as we get closer and closer to it. Just a few weeks away. Second preseason week getting underway this weekend. Matt Hamilton of FanDuel TV. You can see him on Up and Adams with Kay Adams on FanDuel TV. You just got done with your training camp trip. What was the wildest thing that happened though? Like what wildest moment?
Man, I think the Cowboys portion of the trip, when we usually kind of know what guests we're getting ahead of time, and we had prepped for some things, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Dak and Jerry Jones are going to come on, and that was certainly a good curveball to get, but just not something we were totally prepared for, but K's a pro, kept it rolling, and great obviously to get to talk to those two. So I think that was probably the moment that stood out the most, but yeah, it was as always just great to be able to get out there and get some insight from all these different camps.
That's great. And look, I'm sure when the season starts, it'll be even better when you get into the thick of it. And we'll be looking forward to it all. And we'll be looking forward to talking with you again. Again, go and check out Up and Adams with Kay Adams on FanDuel TV. Matt Hamilton, producer and on-air host for the show. And you can follow him on Twitter at MattHamilton25. Thanks for coming on, Matt. Good to see you. And take care. We'll talk very soon.
Thanks for having me. Sounds good.
You bet. It is 4:44 here on the Big Show, KTGR and the KTGR app. And yeah, it's awesome to get to see them make that trip every single year. Do we have time for Mady? I think Mady is on the KTGR hotline. Do we have him? I think Austin has given me the thumbs up. There we go. Mady, are you on?
Yes. Hi, Andy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I heard you had surgery, buddy. Are you okay?
I'm doing all right. The appendix, on the other hand, that thing's gone. That thing can't hold me down anymore.
I know, because I'm blaming Brandon, because always he said we are going Missouri be 69-0 national champion. I want to tell you something before
Let's blame it on that. Yes, go ahead.
You and Brandon was up, the gentleman next to you, and with the lady named Gabby. Lord mercy, every second she was laughing, all of that. Nothing say, oh, I'm going to get married, homecoming, hey, come on, man. Who was that lady? Gabby, I don't know. She did. I'm telling you, Andy, it was something. You doing better? You doing good? Hey, Andy, are we going 6-0? Tell me.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'll give my season prediction at some point, but it won't be that.
Okay, I know, but and Brandon probably always take care. I talk to you some. Hopefully you feel better. I miss you. I love you, man. Okay. God bless.
Thank you so much, matey. I appreciate that. Thanks for calling in on the Big Show, KTGR. I guess Gabby was making fun of the fact that, or were you making fun of the fact that she was getting married homecoming weekend? Was that what it was, or something like that? Drake, is that what it was?
She's getting married homecoming weekend.
I don't know. I don't know. I know she's getting married. I didn't know when exactly. I know she's told me, but foggy memory,
Yeah, I haven't gotten the invite yet, which is crazy. I mean,
man, come on.
I know.
Anyway.
Well, I've been helping with the wedding prepping. She told me that we've been conversing about where the TVs are going to go for
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Eagles Cowboys, because I know she's a big Eagles fan.
Gotta have that. Yeah.
And
right. Isn't it on a Sunday? Is that when it, I did hear that part.
believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So like
terrible plan.
NFL, well, depends on whether you like college
Depends
or NFL
on the
more,
person.
I
I
guess.
get it,
Yeah.
but I am far on the angle that you should not have fall weddings. Just period. I don't think there's a good day for them.
Oh, get married whenever you want. 875 KTGR if you want to call or text us. All right, the appendix is going under the bus next.
Now, your local sports center update on your total sports station, KTGR.
Good afternoon. I'm Andy Humphrey. This Sports Center update is with Lee's Tire Company. If it's round and rubber, Lee's sells it. Go to leestirecompany.com. The Cardinals won a wild game earlier this afternoon at the Reds to clinch the series. They won 10-9. They went into the ninth inning trailing 5-4, but then 6 runs in the ninth inning by the Cardinals. J.J. Weatherholt's fly ball was dropped in center field, which gave the Cardinals the lead at the time. Then they added on more insurance. But then the Reds made a push to potentially tie the game themselves, scoring 4 runs in the ninth inning. And the Cardinals eventually got Riley O'Brien on the hill. He made his 33rd save on the season. The Cardinals are 66-63 as they go into their next road series at the Philadelphia Phillies this weekend. First pitch for tomorrow's game is set for 5:40. Meanwhile, the Royals won their series. In fact, they swept their 4-game set against the A's with a 6-2 victory today. Bobby Witt Jr. had a home run in that contest to open the scoring. Royals looking to keep things going into the weekend as they go back out on the road. Now your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast.
I'm ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner. I'm tracking mostly clear skies and some patchy dense fog again by tomorrow morning as temperatures drop down into the low to mid 60s. Once fog clears, we'll see more sunshine, high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s tomorrow. We'll have a chance for scattered storms, especially west of Highway 63, getting into the evening and early Saturday morning, leaving us with temperatures in the low 80s on Saturday.
I'm ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner, and that's your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast on your total sports station, KTGR.
Your Tigers.
Puts up a three-pointer. Good! And Missouri wins it in overtime.
Play here.
Running right sideline to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Missouri.
Swinging a well-hit ball in the deep left center field. That's got a chance. That might go. Goodbye.
Spins left, now pivots, got the D in the air, and lays it in with the right hand.
Your radio home for Mizzou football, hoops, baseball, and more.
Eli and the boys have done it again.
KTGR.
Hi, everyone. Andy Humphrey here for Lee's Tire Company. It's one of my favorite times of year, summer road trip season. Nothing like hitting the open road, as long as you don't have any type of delays or detours when it comes to tires. That's the last thing you'd want if you've got kids screaming in the back and you got to pull off the side of the road because you need to fix a tire. Well, prevent that by checking out your tires beforehand. Go to Lee's Tire Company. They can make sure they're in tip-top shape and make recommendations if you need new tires. And they've got the best selection in mid-Missouri. You can shop online for their tires too. Go to leestirecompany.com, put in your car's specs and see which tires can work best for you no matter the season. And every single month they have ways to put money back in your pocket with several rebates for some brands of tires that you might be more interested in. So go head into Lee's Tire Company and see how you can save. They're on the Business Loop in Columbia, on University Garage, on the MU campus, or in Centralia, or go online to leestirecompany.com. If it's round and rubber, Lee's sells at leestirecompany.com.
Hi, this is Joanne. We've been insured with Phyllis Nichols since she became a State Farm agent in 1996. Through the years, she has assisted with different homeowners' policies and a policy to protect my jewelry. When I lost a diamond earring, she made the claim process smooth and easy. Phyllis and her team followed up with me to remove the lost jewelry and add the new jewelry. We love Phyllis because she asks about life events we don't remember to tell her.
My name is Cornell Dillard. For many years, I was stubborn from getting a hearing aid because of the stereotype. I went to hearing aid consultant because they're not trying to move a product. They want to work with you to make sure that you can benefit from their services. And I must say I was not disappointed. And I regretted all the years I let my pride interfere with my ability to hear what I'm hearing today.
Hearing Aid Consultants in Allmaker Repair Lab. We are here for you today so you can hear tomorrow. Online at hearingaidconsultants.com.
Winter's on the way, so now's the time to plan your tree pruning. Here's why. In winter, trees are dormant, which means they're less risk of disease. Plus, without all those leaves, it's way easier to see exactly what needs trimming. The educated, licensed, insured, and experienced crew at Advanced Tree Solutions knows how to protect your trees and your wallet. But spots are filling fast, so schedule your winter pruning today at AdvancedTreeSolutionsLLC.com. Advanced Tree Solutions LLC, your tree's best friend.
Lose weight, stop smoking with Alex Goen Hypnosis, guaranteed.
Hi, this is Neil J. So my neighbor Sam quit smoking at an Alex Goen Hypnosis, and his wife Sarah lost 25 pounds. So I went. I walked out and never smoked again, and that's after 35 years of smoking. I went back for a weight loss hypnosis, and I went with my wife Emily, and I lost 33 pounds. Emily, who lost 31 pounds, brought her friend Mary, and she lost 23. We feel terrific. Our relationship has never been better.
That's a remarkable result. Results will vary, but it's engineered to work. Or your money back. Guaranteed. Only $59.99. That's Alex Goen's weight loss stop smoking hypnosis, awarded a U.S. patent in 2002. That's the federal record. Hypnosis seminar Thursday, September 24th at Holiday Inn and Suites, Jefferson City. Weight loss 5:30 p.m., stop smoking 8. Or Saturday, September 26th at Courtyard by Marriott, Columbia. Weight loss 11 a.m., stop smoking 2 p.m. Sign up at alexgoen.com. G-O-E-N. That's alexgoen.com.
Tired of calling Andy and Brendan? So are their wives. Then shoot them a text right now. 573-875-KTGR and become part of the Big Show.
It's time to go under the bus on the Big Show.
This is your appendix. I thought you were going to take it.
Well, you can throw to me, but
okay, yeah,
yes.
I'm Drake. He's Andy. Well, a little bit less of Andy than you have seen before. He does not have an appendix, which I think is you're under the bus, right?
Well, look, I mean, I was ready to completely just, I mean, I still will, but I was ready to completely dismiss this part of the anatomy as completely useless, just absolutely unnecessary. Get it out of here, whatever. You don't need it anyway. I did the horrible thing, Drake, and decided to educate myself before the show a little bit. And as it turns out, we've decided as a society within the last 20 years that actually there might be one or two things that the appendix actually does. Mainly storing it can serve as a reservoir for beneficial gut bacteria.
Yeah, helping your microbiome.
Yeah, but that's basically it. I guess it can maybe also help the immune system in an indirect way. Whatever. Bottom line, I'm glad the thing's gone. I cannot tell you how awful I felt Saturday evening into Sunday. And I just don't know if it was worth the squeeze to still have this thing based on how I felt in that moment and whether that was going to be delayed for a few more years or a few more months or whenever that ended up being. You know what? I say good riddance. I still see this little blob that was living rent-free in my body for 32 years. I don't care. Get that thing out of here. Knock the horn on it. It's under the bus. It can't stand it now. Come on. Do you have the horn honked? Did you do it? Did you do it? You got it?
That wasn't me. That was
okay.
Good job.
There we go. It's gone now. That's the good thing is that it's gone. And after this week, can't hold me down anymore.
It's time for the sweetest thing in sports on the Big Show.
By the way, did you see these throwback unis for Mizzou
I'm
football?
in love with them. I'm so excited.
They're so great. They're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with these uniforms that'll be worn during the Troy game, September 19th. It's like got black, got the kind of gold outlines, kind of faded gold a little bit. It's got the old school block M helmets from, I believe, the 70s. And like, there's no like lettering on the front of the jersey, no Mizzou, no Tigers, nothing like that. Just the number. I assume they'll have the names on the back, but it is just simple. It is clean, nice little details. There's an argument to make them their full-time jerseys. I mean, I wouldn't hate that, but
whoa,
we could do that.
We're taking it. Are you think they should?
I don't think I'm taking it that far with that.
No. The Mizzou jerseys right now look great. I think they look great.
These look awesome. These throwbacks, if they wore them all year, I'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah, maybe for like all of this year, I'd be okay with it, but not permanently. No.
Why not?
All right. Well, we're going to talk Mizzou after this, so we will debate this. Anyways, this has been Drake and Andy without an appendix on The Big Show. We'll be back after this break, so don't go away. It's Drake and Andy with The Big Show.
Unlock big savings now at Menards. Add style and security to your home with high-quality Schlage door locks. Whether you're looking for a traditional interior passage lock or a Wi-Fi compatible electronic entry lock, Menards has you covered with more than 200 options of Schlage door locks in stock. Save big in our huge in-stock selection of Schlage door locks. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're looking for a new summer somewhere to chill with a tasty burger and a beer, 1851 Underground Tap and Grill is your spot. The Callaway Burger with cheddar and hickory smoked bacon, or the Fiesta Burger with pepper jack and jalapenos. Maybe the Fire and Ice Chicken Sandwich, a crispy or grilled chicken breast, tossed in their signature Cholula honey. Find the nightly special on Facebook. It's not a secret, but it is underground. 1851 Underground Tap and Grill in the historic Brick District, downtown Fulton.
The best barbecues start with the best grills. And at the American Outdoor Brands Factory Outlet in Columbia, you'll find Gorilla pellet, gas, and charcoal grills, along with outdoor kitchen options that'll make your patio everyone's favorite hangout on game day. Right now, all grills are 20% off in store, plus their scratch and dent section offers hundreds of dollars off select grills. Remember, every barbecue starts with a better grill. The American Outdoor Brands Factory Outlet is a quarter-mile north of I-70 at Route Z.
We thought about creating a shopmidmo.com mascot, something obnoxiously cute. Then somebody suggested a giant walking coupon, and honestly, that felt just obnoxious. So yeah, we'll skip the mascot. Instead, we'll keep doing what actually works, helping you save big at local restaurants, automotive shops, health and fitness, entertainment, and more. No cute mascots required, just real local savings at
shopmidmo.com. shopmidmo.com.
KTGR AM Columbia, KTGR FM Fulton Columbia, K286CL Columbia, in Missouri's total sports station, KTGR. Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Week 2 of the NFL preseason kicks off tonight, and Raiders rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza, top overall pick in the draft, is expected to start and play at least 2 quarters against the Texans. In his preseason debut, Mendoza took a couple of sacks on off-script broken plays. Watch to see tonight what he learned from that, explains ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky.
You're not going to survive in this league taking a bunch of sacks that are quote-unquote unnecessary. He was really good on third downs. So can that continue? But another opportunity for him to just grow and continue to develop. But some of those run-around scramble plays, how much has he learned NFL-wise from those?
Raiders-Texans, 8 Eastern ESPN. Lions tight end Sam Laporta with a hip injury uncertain for the season opener. The Rams expect more workouts from defensive tackle Aaron Donald before he makes a decision whether to come out of retirement. NBA 6 days before he turns 37, free agent guard James Harden agreed on a new 3-year, $97 million contract to return to Cleveland. Oklahoma football coach Brent Venables agreed to a new 6-year extension, averaging $10.5 million a year.
If you run a small business, you've got to try Gusto. Get unlimited payroll runs and get your payroll taxes filed automatically. Offer health insurance, 401k, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com.
From Faro.
15 to the 10, to the house.
Bush.
Back to the wall, and it's got her.
And Arrowhead.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
To your speakers.
This is the big show, baby.
Get fresh takes on the biggest sports stories in mid-Missouri. Right now, this is The Big Show with Andy and Brendan on KTGR.
Mr. Announcer Man, you are dead wrong. This is not Andy and Brendan. He's out in Cincinnati. He's doing something else. He's probably celebrating that the Cardinals won some black voodoo magic stuff to win their last game. No, it is Drake with Appendixless Andy. And we are excited to bring you the second hour of The Big Show. And, you know, you can't do this, Andy. You really can't. What you did was mean-spirited. You start having like your hottest take I've ever heard you say right before we go to break. So you said you'd be okay with having these throwback uniforms as our primary uniforms?
Yes.
I think that's ridiculous.
Why? They look awesome.
I agree. They look awesome. The gold is not it. I'm sorry. For throwback, it looks old school. It looks great. But I mean, our bright yellow looks so much better.
What do you have against that gold? Anyway,
okay, well,
I guess we'll get into it, but
I guess so. But
it's great. Love it.
I agree. I like it, but we'll get into it. You're riling me up. I don't know why. But anyways, it's 5:00.
It's time for the top 5 at 5 on The Big Show. Number 1.
If you want to trade away for curtain number 1, you can have curtain 1.
I brought this up a little bit ago, but the Cardinals pulled it out of their rear ends, 10-9, a error to save the game and let J.J. Weatherholt carry on his will and will the Cardinals to a win. Holy moly, if you watched it, you're lucky. If you didn't, go back and watch it again. It was amazing. The Cardinals, they're back. They're going to go play the Phillies tomorrow, but we won 10-9.
Number 2.
Number 2. Your timing is impeccable.
Preseason NFL is our week 2 starts tonight. We're going to have 2 games, 2 stellar games that no one's going to watch. It's the Raiders and the Texans, along with the California Bowl, one of them, the 49ers and the Chargers. Chiefs play the Buccaneers at the Buccaneers on Saturday.
Number 3.
The Kansas City Royals finished up their game today against the Homeless Athletics. I don't remember what city they are. I don't think they're Oakland anymore. But anyways, Kansas City wins 6-2.
Number 4.
Oh, shanked it.
All right. Well, we were talking about it. Mizzou has announced that September 19th, the game against Troy, they're wearing their uniforms that look old, whatever, the anniversary uniforms to commemorate the 100-year anniversary of Memorial Stadium.
Number 5.
What did the five fingers say to the face?
And I know you guys were waiting for the best for the last, so I'll save it. The BMW Championship starts today. That's golf for you. I'm excited. Scotty Scheffler and Wyndham Clark are both in this tournament. It's going to be exciting, and, you know, that's what you're going to be watching this weekend, I'm sure.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the top 5 at 5 here on the Big Show?
Right?
Yeah, you got 5. That's good. That's well done.
Okay, yeah. I know that there's like a liner that plays at the end, and I'm trying to time it out, but how am I supposed to talk about the BMW Championship?
What do you mean?
An amount of time.
How can you not?
It's golf, Andy.
That's great. That's the great part about it. Golf is great.
I agree. I like watching golf. There's nothing to talk about it. I don't know.
By the way, the top 5 at 5, we're really excited. It is brought to you by the Deuce Pub and Pit, and you can check out their happy hour specials coming up once you're done listening to us here on the Big Show every single day over at the Deuce Pub and Pit. So go and check that out as well. Great to have him here as a partner on KTGR.
Absolutely. I mean, I love the Deuce. Have you
It's
been?
great. Oh yeah.
It is a party. It
Many
is
times. It's
awesome.
great. Yeah, really is.
Well, yeah. Did you even have Willie's back when you went to college here? Was that a thing back then?
Yes,
It was.
I did. Yes, but
I was gonna make
no, it's the Deuce is much better. The Deuce is
I know,
an
that's what
awesome
I'm trying
place
to say.
to go and go. But 875 KTGR if you want to call or text us here on the big show. So like seriously, you wouldn't like the uniforms that they're gonna wear September 19th, the throwback uniforms, to be worn full time?
I mean, it would be fine, but I think our uniforms right now are better.
No, I don't I don't say that they're bad. Like I do think they have very good uniforms. But if they did this, I would be totally cool with it. Like
Are you
I
saying
think they
like,
did an awesome job with these, and like yeah, they did I think a very good job with the ones that they made for, for the entire year, but these throwbacks are legit.
I agree they're legit, but I mean, you know what the gold reminds me of? You know why it's rubbing me wrong? It looks like Vanderbilt's gold.
But that's what Mizzou was.
Yeah,
Mizzou's gold was that. Like that's the type of gold it really was.
I know, Andy. I have a kid's jersey that I used to wear all the time. It was a Mizzou men's basketball jersey, and it was that color. I know. It's just rubbing me the wrong way because, I mean, it's in the big 2-6, Andy. We don't have the faded gold. Actually, for a while when I was a kid, I thought it was just going through the wash too many times. I thought it just lost its gold coloring a little bit. No, it's fine. If, like, I woke up
They are not fine. They are awesome. That's what they are.
They're awesome. If I woke up tomorrow and my memory was wiped and you told me, hey, these are our uniforms, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. That's it.
I would be overjoyed.
You would be overjoyed. Okay. I guess this is leading into my hotter take. I like our yellow jerseys the best, by far. Like our yellow alternates with the black pants. Ooh, nothing is cleaner than Mizzou doing crazy stuff with those yellow jerseys.
I'm not saying they're bad jerseys. It's just sometimes simplicity is best. Like I like the fact that that there's not much happening, that there's an organization to it, that there are little details that can be tucked into the helmets and a bunch of the other all of that. The block M is tremendous. I have no notes on how these uniforms turn out. Now, again, like they would have to come up with like a different color iteration if they were going to go with this, like with this setup year round, but like they'd probably have to go with a white and maybe, I don't know if they'd have to do a gold, but
okay, but
these jerseys are awesome.
Yeah, so I think we can agree there. The design is beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, I really like the M, like right on the little neck, chest part of whatever your body is, and no like huge Mizzou with the slanted letters and all of that. I really like that. What's up with like the stitched lettering on the M, block M on the side of the helmet? Like you see the little the dotted outline of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, so like it's appearing as if it is stitched on there when like it should be like all smoothed out, like
yeah,
like all that. Well, again, that's harkening back to what it was. Like they probably were stitched on there back in the day when helmets weren't made of like steel as they are now, or whatever material it is now.
We'll call it steel.
Or whatever it is. No, like that also I think is great. Like that's just the nature of the logo of that block M, if you ask me, which I think also is perfect. Like that is Like
I mean,
I even like that better than the block end that they usually have. That kind of looks like Michigan. Like I like this one a lot better than that one.
yeah, I mean, I can see it. My favorite part of the helmet is not that. I just thought that, the stitching for, a decal on the side of the helmet, it looks like it's trying to be like, if we were going to have it all year round, I feel like that wouldn't play well. But I mean, besides that, I really like the gray faceplate. I think that looks clean. And then up behind it, it's got the columns on the front.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Look, Mizzou basketball did this a couple years ago, and that was the right decision. This would be the right decision if they decided to do it. Just wear these uniforms all the time.
Yeah, okay. If we
that would be the right decision. If you
how
ask
would
me.
we do it with the gold though? Because we have gold.
Yeah,
pants.
it like a different color scheme would have to be developed, and it wouldn't look exactly like that. You can't wear black uniforms all year. Obviously, you got to have a different color in there. But
especially during the summer, I would transfer out if I was a player and they told me
they're not playing in the summer.
We're
playing
basically
the fall.
playing in the summer. It's hot during those first couple games.
Yeah, but like the later on in the year, it won't be that way. Anyway, but like there is a lot to like about these uniforms. And September 19th against Troy, they're going to look great beating up on that team. Let's get Joe in here on the KTGR hotline, wants to talk about the uniforms. Joe, what's up?
All right. Hello, friends. Andy, nice to see you are appendixless and everything is good to go. But I'm going to have to side with you on the uniforms. That is how the block end was stitched. That is how things were in the late 1990s and 2000s. If you kind of hop around through some Columbia establishments, you still see shades of that old gold everywhere. I never associate that with some team from Nashville, Tennessee that we have to play every couple of years. No, I associate that with an era that really kind of got Mizzou to where Mizzou is, quite simply, from that late 1990s stretch to the Brad Smith era, and then obviously the era we all know and love. But I understand where you're coming from, too. It's a different era at the time that you saw the different colors and the different clean, but I think the old gold just, if you want to really go all in for the 100th year, this is the right way to do it. And I would say even go beyond that, doing that for the Troy game, add it for maybe another one or two if you need to. Because if you're really trying to go in and really just capture that old spirit, that's the way to do it with the block end. And as someone who lives near Michigan right now, I can't tell you how many times I'm told that the block end I wear is, oh, you a Wolverines fan? Heck no. All about your Tigers. But again, I could see the confusion. So I think the way that it's stitched, it makes sense. That's all.
It's perfect. Appreciate it, Joe. You're on the big show, KTGR. I will go out there. I don't have insider info or anything on this particular thing. I think public sentiment will make Mizzou think about wearing these for another game.
Oh, yeah. I think I wouldn't mind having them for another game. I just worry about, the coloring, and we talked about it. Also, I mean, the little M on the what is this called? Where you're
chest
like
bone?
throat?
Yeah, right here.
Is that the chest bone?
Or the collar, right? Yeah, your
collar, yeah.
Your collar.
If I'm like playing and I'm going to Mizzou week whatever, and I'm a football player, and I see and I look up and I see that gray faceplate with the columns right before I get hit and with the breath knocked out of my chest, probably going to the 10 afterwards. I wouldn't want to go back on the field. I really wouldn't. Though I really like the front side of this helmet with the gray face mask. And
that's great. Yeah.
The columns. Ooh, it is good. They cooked in my generation's terms. Yeah, they cooked.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, they'll wear them for the Troy game. And look, I don't know how much noise it'll come from fans like wear this for Texas A&M or wear this for Tech or whoever. I don't know. But
imagine we beat Texas with these on. that'd be a sight.
At that point, you would not be able to deny that they should wear them all the time.
My only problem is that it's very simplistic. I like the simplistic, but what happens whenever someone pays, $1 billion to have their patch put onto every SEC jersey?
Oh, I don't think much with that's also what I like about it, because I think there's enough room to put that in. Because you're not loading it up with other lettering like Mizzou or Missouri or Tigers or anything there. I'm looking at Nick Rodriguez's jersey, and it might be interesting for some players who are captains and they've got the C on one side, and that also is with the SEC logo. On the other side, you've got Nike, but that's it. So there maybe have to be a little bit of maneuvering. Maybe you go on the shoulder patch with it, or I guess the shoulder patches maybe are reserved for numbers too. But either way, there's ways to do it. Mizzou can absolutely do jersey patches. It would not be the worst thing in the world. More money for the athletic department is a good thing. That would be just fine.
But you can't. It's like I've seen this. How clean it can look, how great it can look. And if I see a patch on it, I'm gonna enjoy having better players because we bought them with NIL. But still, it's gonna leave a little taste. If I buy a jersey and I have a whatever patch on the side of it, I'm cutting that off. I'm cutting it off.
That's fine. You can do that. Nothing against you doing that.
Well, yeah, but I have to watch players with that jersey with the patch on TV.
But if they're winning against Texas, then you're not going to care.
Oh,
Swear to you.
We're winning. But if I'm losing, I'm going to have a 15-minute rant about how that patch is the devil.
Okay. That's another conversation, right? About this whole arms race in college football and college sports, because there are teams that get left in the dust on that, even though they go all in on spending because they want to play with the big boys. And that's the spot that Mizzou is in, because they clearly are wanting to spend big, and it's allowing them to recruit at a high level and still be able to be on the same field as a lot of these top teams. But lately it hasn't meant that they break through and they actually get a chance to be in the playoffs. So that's kind of the conversation that you have to have around this whole thing is how sustainable will the spending be? And that's not just a Mizzou thing. It's a college sports thing for a lot of programs that are not the Alabamas or the Ohio States or the Texas or Notre Dame or anybody like that. So it's an interesting conversation. That we have to, I guess, this is something we're going to throw under the bus, but it also kicks off what we were going to discuss here, I suppose, here at 519 on the Big Show. Are you as upset as I am about the number of college football folks out there that are bemoaning the fact that, Mizzou gets ranked in the preseason every year? Just write them in at 25, I suppose, because that's what the AP voters do every single time. Really? That's not what happens every single time. Have you seen this, Drake? This sentiment?
I've seen it. It's kind of ridiculous because what I've seen is people who are, over there mumbling about, they're ranked 25 like every season, and then they're gonna win the first 4 and then lose their big games and end up 8-4. And it's like, no, that's not at all what's happened the past couple of years. We had 11 wins 3 years ago. People act like we weren't amazing, and we were still ranked 25. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's the part that's ridiculous. It's whenever we're great, we get put at 25. If, we have
no, they don't. That's the problem. Drake, preseason AP top 25. This is the first time ever that Mizzou football has been number 25 in the AP preseason poll.
like
no, like it's not just that sentiment. It's well, like, yeah, there are times where they've been 24, but that was like mid 2010s. That was 2014, 2015 when they were coming off the SEC, the years where they went to the SEC championship. But like they have been preseason ranked at all at any point 7 times since 1980. Like but people act as if they get stuck in the preseason poll for no reason whatsoever every single year, when in reality it happens less than 10% of the time, like, or 20% of the time, whatever it is. Like, it's so ridiculous. And I don't understand where this sentiment came from. Maybe it was from them reacting to Mizzou being in the poll later on in the season when you play games and you find out how good teams actually are because they're winning and losing games. But like that's not the preseason ranking. Like the preseason ranking, Mizzou has been neglected a lot over the last 45 years. Again, it's only the 7th time they've been ranked in that poll over that time span. It's not like this is a regular thing at all, but no, the college sports only account equates it to the meme of the teacher that walks in with his head down and greets his class the exact same way every day. Hello, hello, hello. Like they equate it to that, and it's not at all reality.
I'm 100% misremembering. You're right. I mean, 100%. I thought we were like ranked at like in the 20s like for the past 3
Not in the preseason.
years.
Like after the season, sure. Like they've given them that ranking based on how they've done.
Yeah.
But that is justified based on how they did that year. Like that's after we know what the teams were capable of and they're ranked in that spot. This is the point where we have no clue what any of the teams are. But fans out there, and certainly ones that were hoping to maybe see their name at 25 for whatever reason, like Florida or Louisville or somebody else, say like, oh, the tale as old as time, Mizzou getting ranked in the top, Mizzou getting ranked 25 in the preseason. That tale is, as existent as my appendix is now. Like let's be honest. Like, come on.
No,
like it's not a thing. They aren't ranked very often in the preseason poll.
No, wow, we were preseason. We were ranked number 11 in 2024.
Yeah, and that was fine. That was fine because they won 10 games. They went to the Cotton Bowl. They beat Ohio State, and they finished like 8th or 7th that year. And so they get knocked down a few pegs because people think, well, okay, you're probably still good, but we're still going to put these other teams ahead of you. And then they come out 11th, and then they finished lower than that, but I think they still finished ranked. But like, there's like, how do they finish? The CFP poll put them 19th that year. The AP put them 22nd. So like we know how that season went. That was when they went to the Music City Bowl and they won 9 regular season games. The bowl win made it 10. And so like it was another good year, but like they make the playoff and whatever. But the next year they go unranked. And it's like for the way that other fan bases talk about Mizzou, they would have been ranked the same spot last year. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
The propaganda has actually worked. And it's funny because you have like some of the preseason poll does not matter. It just doesn't matter.
No,
it
shouldn't. It should not matter. You're right. In theory, it should not.
And anyone with like half a brain knows that it doesn't. I mean, Clemson was in the top like 10. And you saw how that ended up.
No, you're right. You're right. Like there really should be no effect at all as to where you are ranked preseason. And if you start losing games, then it will not matter. Like teams will drop out and they will not be in contention for anything. Drake, what I have argued on this show before is that while the AP poll does not have any direct effect on who makes the college football playoff and who doesn't, I don't think you convince me that it doesn't make an indirect effect, because those are still human beings in that committee room that rank the teams. and they got to start somewhere. Like they still have to put together a list that somehow everybody across the country would agree with to put together the best teams. And when they're watching each one of those games in September and October that we're watching on the same screens, on the same networks that put the AP ranking next to each one of the names of the teams, I don't think there's a way that even the folks in the committee room can separate that bias. It's just there. And it's not their fault or anything like that. The same thing would happen to me. I would think of Ole Miss as being wherever they're ranked, 10th or something like that. I would think of them as being the 10th best team in college football going into the season. And the way they play, win, loss, however it ends up going, would be the way that my brain would affect their standing as the season goes along. But there has to be a template, and that's the tough part about this. If there was a way that the College Football Playoff Committee could watch the games without knowing what the AP top 25 is at any point, then I would feel better about that process. But like that inherent bias will always seep in. No, there is not a direct link to the AP poll and who makes the playoff. Like that's true. But that as long as humans are the only mechanism in putting this bracket together, I can't help but think that the bias will always exist.
I agree full-heartedly. I mean, if I look back and think about week 1 of last year, even towards the end of the season, what was the biggest game? It was number 1 and number 2, Texas and Ohio State. And I thought you automatically think, okay, that was the biggest game. That's what I should have been paying attention to, when in reality, it probably should have been the game the next day, Notre Dame at Miami. I mean, that got not completely overshadowed because it was the next day. But when you think of week 1, you think of Ohio State, you think of Texas. Like those two teams clashing in last year. That was the big game. I agree with you. I mean, the human nature of having those little numbers next to the teams, when in reality it doesn't mean much. It really makes me mad if I see that my team's not ranked and the other one is, or like there's just some.
So like, do you like that? So like the number is a main factor for you. You like the fact that Mizzou is ranked number 25? Because I can see the opposite effect of it.
Yeah, I thought that, I do this with teams that I think, this team doesn't have a number next to its name, so they're automatically going to lose, or they're automatically worse. When in reality, you fast forward 5 weeks and they are in the top 15, and you still don't even think of them in retrospectively as a good team. They're still that unranked team playing a ranked team. And I even fall victim of this. When I'm bringing it up, it's like, yeah, an unranked, this team beat them. A ranked team. It was a huge upset, when in reality it probably wasn't. It was just a little number that a bunch of beat journalists across the country put down because, whatever their reasoning was.
Well, but like the fact they didn't, and they probably didn't even necessarily put that exact number for that team. It's just a tabulation of hundreds of results. Like, I don't know how many people would have actually put Mizzou at exactly number 25. There's probably just a huge collection of people that put them between 20 and 30, right? Or something like that. So I think that's probably something that also has to be thought of when we remember about these AP polls. But anyway, like I also kind of like that they are number 25. I think it is indicative of where they should be. Sorry, that was my daughter. She just got back from school. But anyway, that'll be.
He's mad about Mizzou being ranked.
She wanted to get her thoughts in and say that she liked that Mizzou is also ranked, and she's really upset that she did not get the opportunity to do that. But hey, anyway, we'll be.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll get it either way.
Either way, Mizzou, we're at where we're at, and it's so funny that we're talking about, they're 25. We're going to be ranked within the top 15 by mid-season. I know it. I know it in my heart. Mizzou's going to do great. But we do have to take a break. This is Drake with Andy on the Big Show. So
hang on. This is a picture that my daughter colored. She wanted to make sure everybody saw it.
That's beautiful, Andy.
It's awesome,
Everyone
isn't
check
it?
that out on the
I think it's great. I think it's
Yeah,
great. Hey, high five. High five. That was great. Love that.
Give me a fist bump through the screen, and
yeah,
there
She
we
did
go.
it.
You're
Yeah.
doing it proxy for her. All right. Well, anyways, this is Drake and Andy. Don't go away. This has been The Big Show. We'll be back.
The Big Show with Andy and Brendan continues next on your total sports station.
Elliot, can I see the picture again?
St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Over the years, it has meant the Gas House Gang, Stan the Man, Lou Brock, Bob Gibson, the Wizards, Big Mac, Yanni, Bueno, and Pujols. All those names, and they provided so many memories. St. Louis Cardinals baseball, most importantly, has meant championship baseball. We'll be describing every play right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Mid-Missouri's total sports station, KTGR.
Hi, everyone. Andy Humphrey here for Advanced Tree Solutions. I highly recommend that you check out Eric and his team over at Advanced
Well,
Tree Solutions.
I was upset about
taking out a dead tree and made the process so simple. He is great to work with, and he will make sure that not only
Sports
that you're
can make
taken
people
care
ill
of,
sometimes.
but that your trees are taken care of,
sometimes
and that
good,
your
but
yard
sometimes
is safe. We're into a time of year where we can see severe storms roll through pretty regularly.
Hey,
and
hey,
if you
Ellie,
have
can
dead
you go
trees or
upstairs
dead
with mommy and
limbs
help her with
in your
dinner?
yard,
And
the
Daddy will be
last
up
thing you want is
in
for one of
30
those
minutes,
trees
okay?
to land on your home and cause major
What are we having for
damage.
dinner?
So prevent that by letting Eric come out and check
Pancakes.
things, go above and beyond to ensure that they're safe.
Can you
and
go
that
and help
you have the
mommy
peace of mind
upstairs?
that your trees are thriving
Here.
and that they'll stay strong during that next
Yummy. Hi,
Advanced Tree
Rye.
Solutions, LLC.com. Check out what Advanced Tree Solutions
I have to
can do for
finish
you and give
my
your
work,
trees the
but
care
I'll
they
be up
deserve
in
with
30
Advanced Tree
minutes,
Solutions,
okay?
Your tree's best friend. Advanced Tree Solutions, LLC.com.
Yay!
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff in Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium
Close the door.
Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff in Como. MIZ.
Hey guys, it's Cam Jansen of the St. Louis Blues. If you're looking for a hot tub or a swim spa, look no further than Spas and More. Spas and More offers a complete line of hot tubs, swim spas, cold tubs, and saunas, all made in Fort Wayne, Indiana by Master Spas. Spas and More is located at 12957 Gravois Road in Sunset Hills. Stop by the showroom today or check them out at spasandmorestl.com. Woo!
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-326-3980 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-326-3980. That's 800-326-3980. What do you have to lose? Call 800-326-3980. Again, 800-326-3980.
When I took this job with Zimmer Communications, I was extremely nervous, but I definitely shouldn't have been. You just have a phenomenal support system.
It's really a great opportunity to learn a variety of things about a variety of different businesses.
I think I learned more here my first 3 to 6 months than I did in all of my time in my schooling at college.
The things that you learn really make you proud of being a Missourian and having Zimmer Communications as your place to call home.
Sales positions are open now. Apply today at zimmercommunications.com.
If it's Mizzou sports, it's happening here. Now, back to the Big Show on KTGR.
Welcome back to the Big Show. I hope you guys are having a great evening. We can't say afternoon anymore. I don't know. Is it really afternoon, evening, night? I don't know. Anyway,
It's It's very interesting. I've gone back and forth on this too. I don't know if you have or not, because right now I would say afternoon, probably.
At 5:30, I'd say this is
Yeah.
evening.
Well, and I'd say it, and that's fine. I think when it certainly after daylight savings time ends, it is very easy to say at 5:30, yeah, it's the evening, because it's pitch dark by then. Like you're not, yeah. So like it's really easy to say like, yeah, it's evening time. You've got to put your headlights on. It's not afternoon. But like, I don't know. I've always thought that 6 was like the cutoff. Especially this time of year. Like, I still kind of think like I'll like when we do the live sports center again, I'll say afternoon. Like it still feels afternoon to me.
And the sports center is around like 4:30. Yeah, that's afternoon.
Yeah, there's like a 4:45 one and then like a 5:45 one. So like, should I say different things for both sports centers? Should I say afternoon for 4:45 and an evening for 5:45? Is that how I should do it?
Right. I think it's evening.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me happy. That makes me happy.
Good.
It's the simple things in life, right?
Yeah. It's perfect.
No, so we got to talk a little bit of Chiefs, right? I mean, it is NFL preseason. We have 2 preseason games. I don't think a single soul is going to talk. Oh, you're pointing at your hat. Yeah.
I'm wearing a Chiefs hat today. What about that? I mean, look,
you're pointing at your hat. Oh, look, I'm wearing the Black Magic Cardinals. Look at that.
Yeah, you got the Cardinals hat on. I've got like the Chiefs hat on.
But yours is like all silver, and it's just got the thing sticking out, and it's all the same color. I've never been a fan of those hats.
Really, I think they're great. They're at Rally House. They're very good. But yeah, like I guess I was thinking to wear it today because, I mean, while my Texans fandom is more at heart and will always be more at heart, the Jaden Higgins news is really a blow for that fandom recently. So it's the Chiefs hat today, and yeah, we're
going full Chiefs because
we're talking.
You got injured.
No, I'm going full Chiefs because my wife is a Chiefs fan, and we are officially a Chiefs family. They're still listening.
You gave up your fandom
so.
to be in a
No.
Okay, no. So as a
No.
collective, you're Chiefs.
No. I support the 99% of the time they're not playing each other, right? So I support the Chiefs and the Texans, even though they're both in the AFC. And when the Chiefs play the Texans, I still decide, yeah, you know what? I'll wear the Chiefs Nick Bolton jersey that my wife got me for Christmas a few years ago.
Okay.
We'll wear that on game day, as we do for every Chiefs game day. I'll wear that. And then underneath, I'll wear a Texans t-shirt so that they can be closer to my heart.
That's smart.
Right?
I like it.
That's it. Yeah. That's the setup.
I mean, yeah. That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's a lot different than like college. Like, I feel like my fandom for Mizzou, and maybe it's just because, you know, the Cronkies ripped my heart out, 11 years old. Maybe it's because like Mizzou has stayed with me and like I will never go back on, like, turn my back on Mizzou. Mizzou will always be my number one.
Yeah.
And maybe that just translates differently into the NFL because it's a lot more, X, Y, and Z. But hey, so can I say your Kansas City Chiefs and your stuff? Can I say that, or no? Is it still? Are we still always talking in the third person?
We can say for this conversation, the Chiefs. We're going to answer our own question here, I guess. We had some Chiefs questions answered by Matt Hamilton of FanDuel TV. That was a great chat we had last hour. You can check it out.
That guy's a stud
on the podcast. Oh yeah, he's great.
He's like
awesome.
A wholehearted stud.
He's awesome. It's the best.
And he's a Mizzou grad, right?
Yeah, he went to school here. Was kind of like briefly working on the Pinkel staff, I think, as like some sort of grad assistant, or I can't remember exactly what role he was, but like he he coaches football too. He coaches high school in the New Jersey area. So like he's a football nerd. He's a great guy. But one question we were going to ask ourselves here is like, okay, Chiefs got to get back on track this next season. In order for that to happen, which player is it most important to have a breakout season from this said player who's got to really take a step up? You could have the cop-out answer and say Patrick Mahomes, but I think like Mahomes is still what he has been. I fully believe that he will be the version that we have seen of Patrick Mahomes for a lot of his season, even after the knee surgery. Like you're going to see the MVP type of player again. But
I'm going to need some convincing. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, but I also wouldn't be surprised if, he rolls out there and he's just not feeling himself for the first couple games or even at all. And also, we're not going to see the same Patrick Mahomes no matter what, because this is going to be a different version of Patrick Mahomes with a decent run.
Sure, but maybe more operational and more tailored to what they want him to do going forward, and maybe it helps out their offense. Like because they're going to be run first, right? That's probably what they need to be. It's honestly what Andy Reid has wanted to be for the last 2-3 years, but you need competent running back play for that, and Chiefs haven't had that. Now they have it, and so they're going to have a better chance to get to the sets that they have always wanted to get to with Kenneth Walker at the helm. And I think a better number 2 option and number 3 option than what they've had in the past. So to me, the conversation revolves around other players that did not live up to snuff last year, because it wasn't just Mahomes. Mahomes being a little bit off last year definitely contributed to it, but there are a lot of things that went wrong.
Oh yeah, it was not a great team. I said this whenever this was happening last year. I thought that the actual roster and the talent was better than the year before when they made it to the Super Bowl. And I still hold fast to that. I think I'm trying to remember what additions made me say that, but they're fairly similar. It's just that
the additions they made last offseason for last year's team is what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
But I'm trying to, anyways, the moral of the story is that whenever they made it to the Super Bowl and lost to the Eagles, that was insane. Like there was a fumble that happened at the end of a Raiders game that gave them a win. There were a lot of calls, and I'm not saying it was all calls, but it was just weird things in one-score games that
they were
went the other way.
Yeah, they won every one-score game, and then they won only 2 of 10 the following year. So that math went wildly in the other direction. But if that levels out, then they get to be probably a 10-win team again, if not more than that. And so if we're assuming that's even, but the Chiefs then can find some margin in some other areas that get them to winning the division again, contending for the Super Bowl. I'm going to say it. My player is George Karlaftis. That's the guy that I need to see a breakout year from. He's got to justify the money somehow. They already gave him that contract. They're stuck with it. He's got to be an anchor for the defense, even with Chris Jones in the middle. I understand that he's the more talented player, and you've got to find him the ways to anchor that. But if Chris Jones is back to what he was, which you can say that he didn't have the greatest of years last year, if he gets back to what he was, then there is no excuse for George Karlaftis to not rack up at least 8, 9, 10 sacks in this season for the Chiefs. Because if he gets the one-on-one matchups that get created from it, I don't know how much you can rely on the other side of that defensive line to be as havoc-y as it should be. I think eventually it'll get there as those young guys start to develop, but Karlaftis is right now, I guess with the addition of Emmanuel Ogbah, he's not the most experienced defensive end there, but he's certainly the highest paid. So you got to act like it. You got to find a season that that makes other defenses have to game plan for you too. And they have to choose, like, okay, do we devote more resources to stop Karlaftis, or do we do it to clog up the middle and make sure Chris Jones doesn't completely wreck the game? Like, you've got to force other offenses to make that decision. That's reliant on Karlaftis being the player that he's paid to be.
I kind of had 1.5 picks here. I had the realistic one that I think should happen, and this is the most realistic, and that's Karlaftis. But if we're going straight off, hey, who needs to take the step up from last year to make it to the playoffs? I think Travis Kelce. I think that he could take that step up and be like, have 1,000 yards, get a decent amount of touches. It's not going to happen, though. That's the thing.
Well, but that's why I don't know if he's a great answer to this question, because if you don't think it's going to happen, then you need to go to somebody else, because it might not be of high importance. Like Kelsey's production, whatever it might be, like would be great for this team, but I don't see it surpassing much of what it was last year. Like it probably will be a little bit higher, but he's not your leading receiver anymore. Like Xavier Worthy, I think, is a better answer to this question on the offense. Like they need to unlock his potential. Like this is the year where you decide, okay, after this year, you have to decide, okay, are we picking up the 5th-year option, or are we extending it? Or what are you going to do there? So like you've got to find out about Xavier Worthy this year.
I agree with you. I guess I should have phrased this a different way, because I mean, on third down, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm throwing it to Travis Kelce. That's just a tight end.
Sure. Yeah.
Great position, all this. But with being a tight end, you think of him with all these stats. He's gotten 1,000 yards, yada, yada, yada. He's gotten this many touchdowns. They're introducing a huge run game that they're going to rely on a lot more than they did in the past. So a lot of the offense isn't going to be, hey, Travis Kelce, can you catch this? It's going to be, hey, Travis Kelce, can you steal off the edge? And I think that he's going to have it. It's going to be interesting seeing him adjust to that so late in his career.
Sure. I think he's an important player, no doubt. I think part of this revamp, that if you want to call it that, for the Chiefs offense, which they're aligning with Mahomes rehab and getting Kenneth Walker in here, is also, all right, what does our offense look like in the post-Kelce era? Like, they want to find out who can they rely on with all of that. 875-KTGR if you want to call or text us. We got to take a break here, but we get your calls in and your texts in as well after this live local sports center on The Big Show.
Now, your local sports center update on your total sports station, KTGR.
Good afternoon. I'm Andy Humphrey. This Sports Center update is with Lee's Tire Company. If it's round and rubber, Lee's sells it. Go to leestirecompany.com. Wild win for the Cardinals earlier today in Cincinnati. They took down the Reds 10-9. The ninth inning began with the Reds leading 5-4, but the Cardinals scored 6. They took the lead off a dropped fly ball in center field by the Reds. J.J. Weatherholt brought in a couple of runs on that play. The Cardinals got up to 10 runs total in that inning and then had to hold on for dear life as the Reds scored 4 more times to cut it to a run game. But Riley O'Brien shut the door, getting his 33rd save on the season. And the Cardinals, 3 games above 500, 2.5 games back in the NL wild card race as they go and visit the Philadelphia Phillies later on this weekend. Royals today with a 6-2 victory over the A's at home, and they seal up a 4-game sweep of the A's. Bobby Witt Jr. with a home run to start the scoring for Kansas City earlier this afternoon, as they are 19 games under 500. They continue their homestand tomorrow as they take on the Detroit Tigers. Now your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast.
I'm ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner. I'm tracking mostly clear skies and some patchy dense fog again by tomorrow morning as temperatures drop down into the low to mid 60s. Once fog clears, we'll see more sunshine, high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s tomorrow. We'll have a chance for scattered storms, especially west of Highway 63, getting into the evening and early Saturday morning, leaving us with temperatures in the low 80s on Saturday. I'm ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner, and that's your ABC 17 Storm Track forecast on your total sports station, KTGR.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Robert Sala joining us here. Rich, do you mind? He's saying that's life, Frank Sinatra? Correct, sir. For karaoke. Completely robbed. I mean, by far, my son was just in awe. I mean, it was one of the best renditions I've ever heard. Rich, you got robbed. I did. You should have won it. Who ended up winning? The Kachucks with their gold medals, man.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Catch The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 11 to 2 on KTGR and the KTGR app.
Potty training your little guy takes a lot of time, effort, and a whole mess of patience.
Oh, sweetie, another accident?
Or you could say screw all that and teach him how to pee off the deck. Seriously, what young boy doesn't want to stand on the edge of the deck and see how far he can pee off of it? Crutch's Custom Exteriors will help get your son trained like a champ. And, give you a really cool deck.
Honey, he's peeing off the deck again!
And not on your floor or in his pants. Crutch's Custom Exteriors. True beauty is on the outside.
I am Randy Hayes. I was a patient at Boone Hospital Wound Healing Center. I've never been in a clinic like theirs, and they are very skilled at what they do. I would tell anybody that has anything that can't heal to go to the wound care at Boone Hospital.
Boone Health, trusted care, close to home.
Real healing starts here. Boone Hospital, Boone Healing Center.
It's another perfect morning. Birds chirping, coffee steaming, and you living your best outdoor life. But so is something else, clinging, lurking, plotting. Later, you feel the itch. You scratch, you panic, and you realize that tick is locked in on your leg like it signed a lease. It's not just gross, it's dangerous. Ticks cause drama and carry disease. So what do? If you could, you'd probably just light yourself on fire. But you can't. So you call Steve's Pest Control. Steve and his team are just as local as they are lethal, which means they've got what it takes to tackle your tick problem. Because pests are local, so is the guy who eliminates them. Steve and his team don't just spray and pray, they slay.
Hi, I'm Steve with Steve's Pest Control. We're going to solve your pest problem. I guarantee it.
Now you got a friend in the pest control business. Steve's Pest Control.
Ozempic, Wegovy, GLP-1s, every day the same thought haunts you. What if I stop? The British Medical Journal says most gain every pound back. Why? The shots quiet your appetite. It can't touch your habits. They live in the subconscious where Ozempic can't go. The Journal of the American Medical Association found that adding behavior therapy to GLP-1s nearly tripled the results. Triple. And the Go in Hypnosis is behavior therapy with a federal record. A sequence patented in 2002 for rewiring the subconscious. Engineered to kill the cravings, leave you full on half the food, take off 10, 20, 30 pounds or more with no willpower. So the day you and your doctor decide you're done with shots, the new you is already built. Only $59.99, guaranteed or your money back. Hypnosis seminar Thursday, September 24th at Holiday Inn and Suites, Jefferson City. Weight loss 5:30 p.m., stop smoking 8. Or Saturday, September 26th at Courtyard by Marriott, Columbia. Weight loss 11 a.m., stop smoking 2 p.m. Sign up at alexgoen.com. G-O-E-N. That's alexgoen.com.
Every office has one. The person who doesn't wait to be asked. At Fuse 32 Marketing, we have a team of those people. They see something that needs to be done and they just do it. And they don't mind a little healthy competition either. If that's you, we'd love to talk. At Fuse 32, we help businesses grow using marketing strategies that drive business and get results. Every office has that person who makes things happen, and we are looking for our next game changer. Fuse 32. There's nothing we can't do. Apply for a sales position now at fuse32.com.
Your daily fix of local sports lives here. This is The Big Show on KTGR.
Talking some Chiefs here on The Big Show. We want to get to a call here. I believe Kevin has been holding for us, wants to jump in on Chiefs talk. Kevin, what you got for us?
Hey, how are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
So first, I just want to talk to you about what you guys are talking about. Defensively on the Chiefs, who needs to step up? To me, it's not even close as Karlaftis. Chris Jones, well, really third down, but more than third down. Chris Jones was double teamed 75% of the time. Okay, if you're double teamed 75% of the time, and I don't know what it is about Karlaftis. I want him to get the Chris Jones mentality of like, if you're not double teaming me, particularly on third down, if you're not double teaming me, it's disrespectful. And I'm going to go get the quarterback. That's what I need him to step up to. Offensively, Josh, listen to you guys. For me, it's Rashee Rice for me. I mean, this is a huge year for him, contract year. We don't know as far as how long he's going to be out and all that stuff, but whenever he comes back, whenever he plays, he has to be big time. And to me, he has to show that he's the number one receiver, and not just for the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs, and I'm with you, the Chiefs may not bring him back. Yeah. And I get that. But even for him, you got to show you're number one if you're not going to be on the Chiefs and you're going to go elsewhere. So those are my two answers. Rashee Rice offensively and Karlaftis defensively. And I think the O-line, if they stay healthy, I think they're going to be one of the better O-lines in the league.
Two really good answers. Yeah, for sure. Appreciate the call, Kevin, here on the Big Show, KTGR and the KTGR app. Yeah, Rashee Rice is the other one.
Yeah, he's right. I have no notes.
Right. Those two, because look, it wasn't just Mahomes being off a little bit and obviously being injured at the very end. Like there was a lot that went wrong. So we'll see who can step up in those areas. Drake, good seeing you. Thanks for running the ship. We will not be back tomorrow, but Monday, Drake and Gabby will be back on the Big Show. Yeah. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon next week. He's Drake. I'm Andy. We're done for now.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.